That was recording in progress. Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coaching Queens 2020. I am Queen Bee Baumgarth.
And I'm Queen Bee Burrow. And today we have Dr. Anneli Driessen. And she is our friend. We met her in C-Suite, and she's joining us from the beautiful city of Victoria in Canada. She's the founder and CEO of the International Metaphysical Academy, a fast-growing global spiritual academy with a focus on advanced spiritual education for conscious expansion, critical thinking, applied knowledge, personal responsibility, and love. And today, we want to hear more about how Anneli found and maintains her own inner peace, even when it seems like the world's on fire.
Well, thank you guys for inviting me. It's I've been really looking forward to this, and I understand you have one of the most fun podcasts or TV shows currently offered.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we need lots of that. You know, there's so much heavy, serious stuff going on everywhere. And now to have something where we can just be ourselves and have a good laugh and mess up sometimes and all that, it's just fantastic. And I think that's what people are drawn to, what we're looking forward to. We have too much show business everywhere, and it's time to be ourselves and to be all of ourselves. So anyways, thanks for inviting me. The subject about inner peace, I thought was most interesting because when you mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago, we all bursted into laughter because inner peace and the kind of schedule that we all three have, which is like 24/7, that was a joke in itself, and we all had a good laugh. But nevertheless, inner peace is really probably one of the most, not probably, it is the most important thing now to get through. So what do? So I've been thinking about it a lot, and I realized for myself, inner peace is really a lot more than mindfulness and, you know, no judgments and meditation and, you know, all this kind of stuff that you probably hear a lot of. And I was looking at what is it that really brings me inner peace, and a number of things that I would like to share with you. One is that, you know, all the saying, you know, you need to account to that person you look into the mirror for. And so telling the truth to myself, especially about everything that is going on is very high on the list. And the other thing is keeping my word. When I keep my word and I do what I say I do, it brings up my self-respect and my inner peace. I had a former teacher by the name of Randy Revell, and he used an analogy that I think is really useful. He said, you know, just imagine that your self-esteem is like this big sandy beach, you know, and every time you don't keep your word to yourself, there's like earth movers coming in and shoveling out the sand, you know, and getting rid of that sand on the beach. And I thought about that a lot over the years. And, you know, whenever I'm really true to myself and my regard for myself is tremendously increased. And I realized that inner peace is not just navel gazing and meditation and all that, which is all good, and I do that. Mm-hmm. But really, inner peace is also work. It's something that is a result of me being the best I can be, and having the dedication and self-discipline to do what's important to me. And that's work, and that's not always easy. You know, sometimes, you know, I have hard days, and you know, I show up with my classes or clients, and I just do what needs to be done, and I can push everything else away and deal with it at a later time. So it is that level of self-discipline and commitment to continue to be at my best, and that's really one of the things I wanted to share with you. But that also includes being my best in taking care of myself, you know, and for some people, nurturing oneself is gardening or shopping or, you know, having a nap.
Oh, no shopping. Yeah.
For you, but I love shopping. It just kind of clears my brain somehow, you know. I'm in another world. I'm in a zone when I go shopping. So I just say that as an example, we have so many different ways of doing it. And that's one of the things. Another way for me to nurture myself is to create jewelry. I love jewelry, and
Oh,
to do that. And I have lots of it too. I mean, it's pathetic how much jewelry I have. And then I listen to classical music. So that's one of my ways of doing it. And a quick fix, if you may call it like that, is it's just sitting on my front porch and just gazing, down the street and looking at some of the houses and flowers and bushes and just kind of take it all in and being very much aware of details that I never paid attention to before, just little leaves or little somethings or even an ant that's crawling around there. So it's different. And that is something I have been doing more of since the pandemic, just really experiencing that gratitude with humility and awe. It's a different kind of gratitude than saying, oh, thank you. It's just like a sense of wonder about this enormous creation that we are a part of and that I'm a part of. And so that's a big deal for me, so in order to have inner peace. And
I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a start. I have more to say, but that's sort of what comes to mind right now.
So you've noticed, okay, this is like my takeaway of it is that I found that the more my confidence grows in myself, the more peaceful I am. Even when it is chaotic, the world's on fire, the dog's chewing up socks, the chihuahuas are barking, people are yelling and screaming, and it's more or less when I go back to trusting myself, knowing full well I can do something. Things inside me just seem to calm down in that moment. And one thing, now I don't know if you've noticed this at all, Anneli, but I've noticed, especially with the kids, they want a quick fix. And when they don't get it, they're still disrupted. What would be your advice to someone who is looking for, what's that one thing I can do on a Saturday for an hour that'll bring back inner peace?
Well, I would need to know you a little bit more to give you a, anything just specifically for yourself. I learned that you love fishing, Fishing is something that's good for your soul, and it's fun. It's outdoors, and you shared it last Sunday at Scotch Sunday with us. And I heard you talking about it before. So that is something I can think of, but, I would need to know really more about you, what it is that triggers for you that sense of the joy and calm and peacefulness and that sense of groundedness about your life and yourself. So unfortunately, I cannot give you a better answer right now.
No, that's actually a really good answer. Yesterday we went fishing for a bit and I was standing, wait, what is today? Monday? No, Saturday. It all blends together. I noticed just standing there, I wasn't paying attention to the bobber and the line in the water, but I was looking at the trees and I'm like, it's just a tree. It doesn't know how to be anything else but a tree. It stands there no matter what the weather is. And I'm like, oh, that's what that's saying. Be a tree. Just be there. Just be. And I'm like, oh, it was really profound. I'm standing there and Dave's like, are you alive? And I'm like, He's like, you have a bite. I'm like, what? I forgot it was fishing. But it was just such an incredible moment and so calming. And the fact that you brought that up just kind of, it made that click in my head. So I like that.
Well, for me, when I had my heart attack, I had an overwhelming sense of inner peace. I felt thankful. I felt the gratitude that you were talking about. And as time has gone on, I find that inner peace. I feel it, but we just got finished talking before you came on, Anneli, that I had posted a picture of myself on Facebook, which I was testing my new camera out, and somebody had made a comment. And I'm thinking, I got self-confidence. I'm working on myself. I'm a work in progress, but my ability, I know I could do things. I know if I put my mind to it, I can do it. But my self-image, automatically, I went to something negative that the person meant, and I thought, okay, am I too bloated? Is my nose too big? Is I shouldn't have done it. I should, but I've come a long way, because if it wasn't for my MS and the heart attack that made me look within, I wouldn't have posted that picture to begin with. So I'm going to hang my hat on that, and I'm going to work on the self-image part. Who cares? Who cares? We're all wearing tiaras, which I'm so excited.
I know. This is great.
And it's just one of those things that I just, we right now we enjoy it. And that's what's good.
And I'm guessing all three of us prior to this pandemic would not have been doing this kind of stuff. No. not, like as comfortably as we are. I know I fought getting online. I don't know about you guys, but I was like, oh, nay, as Joan would say. Oh, nay.
Same here. I was really very, very nervous to do anything online. Because you don't know who is watching, it's almost like being naked,
Yes.
You don't know, and the world is full also of negative people who tend to attack and who tend to write negative things or trash you in some other way. And so it's a very vulnerable thing to do, unless you really own who you are, and it is a work in progress, as you said. This whole development of self-confidence and of self-authenticity and all that, that's progress. That's a process as well. Yeah. And so we learn, maybe when we're old ladies, we've gotten it all together. I don't know.
No, I thought I'd be
Joan's like, no,
I honestly thought I'd be smarter, but no, I'm still that 21-year-old that is thinking, and I'm in this 56-year-old body, and I'm not as smart as I thought I was. But I know I'd heard this saying, and I don't know, I'd like to say I got it from my grandfather or my father. That would sound really profound, but I don't know where I heard it. If you're not going to ask for their opinion, why do you care what they think?
That is profound, no matter who said it to you.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard, but I mean, why what they say matters to you. If you wouldn't ask for their opinion, why what they say matters.
Well, it's usually their issue. It's not yours. I heard from a local shaman something interesting, and she said something like, whenever anyone attacks you or is unkind or something, just imagine that you have a big pair of scissors and you just cut it off all around you, and it just goes away, so that it doesn't enter your system. And it's a simple image, but I've used it a few times very successfully. And so we have ways of doing that, of protecting ourselves. People are doing what they're doing, and really the only thing that counts is our relationship ourselves. And then only very few people in our closest vicinity or closest network, that could be our partner or family or close friend, those kind of people's approval that counts. But all the rest is becoming less and less and less important to us. And that's what we're aiming for, I believe, when we grow up and when we become more of adults. Even though in our hearts, I believe, I'm still sometimes 18 rather than my current age.
True story. I get up, I'm like, I'm going to do the things. I do the things, and the next day my body's like, you are not 18.
You are not 18. You're not 18. I used to do this real quick punch thing, and I can't do it anymore because of bursitis in my arms. So
that's what you were talking about earlier this morning.
But it was 1-2 punch, and ow, that hurt. So I can't do that. I can't do it.
Sorry. I just want to say there is one more thing that I reflected upon when, before we met today. And that was that I grew up as a Catholic girl. And of course, Catholics are known to carry a lot of guilt. And So the whole process of forgiving myself has been really a profound one, and forgiving myself for the smallest things. You know, there's always this voice of criticism, or of not good enough, or having wronged someone or something, or myself. And I was just amazed. It was just like a layer of like an onion that has many layers of releasing and letting go of all this self-imposed guilt that I bought
Right.
into. And so with regard to inner peace, and also to open my heart to love others more, has been about letting go myself of what I wasn't too excited about. And so, and I'm obviously not perfect, but I think with my imperfections, I'm much more loving and compassionate with myself than I've ever been. And that has been also a result of the last year's pandemic, that I have been, taking time to review more my relationship with myself and with the world in general. So that is also a part of what I believe my own journey is about having more inner peace. Yes, and I do meditate and I do pray, and I do all those things as well. But this is really, really important, and also like letting go of other types of blockages that I have, narratives that I carry around, stories about myself and life and all that, and just really looking at that again. And so that's really something else that's really important.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
I love that, actually. Re-examining those narratives and going, is this really serving me right now? Is this helping me?
Hurtful or helpful?
Yeah, that's a question I find popping up in my head quite a bit. Is this hurtful or helpful to me, to the people around me, to everything? And then you can kind of decide there. Sometimes you're like, oh, it's helpful. And 3 days later, you're like, that was not helpful. What was I doing?
We have a Bible study that we take turns in running. And one of the questions that was posed to me is, who do you need to forgive? And I thought that they would think that I would say something profound like my mother or, an ex-husband. And I said, myself. I forgive myself. And I have. And that is so freeing.
It is. It's very calming, that sensation when you do that. You're just like, oh, okay. One of the kids said something, how does that saying go? When you know better, you do better. But until you know better, you can only do with what you have to work with.
All right.
And that came from like a 16-year-old. And I'm like, whoa, that's some deep stuff right there. I was like, dang. And then 5 minutes later, they were being a teenager. And I'm like, and there it goes. That's fine. We had that glimpse, but it's clicking for them in different ways. I think sooner than it clicked for most of us. I mean, a lot of us, we've grown up with a lot of these projections from others. We've taken them on as our own beliefs. And I credit the pandemic for going inwards a lot too. You didn't have anything else to do but to look at yourself. You're like, oh no, we're healing. Okay.
Oh, when I first saw myself on a video, and then I thought, I sound like that. My voice like that. And Jean says, I look at you every day. You don't look any different to me. And I'm like, I don't sit in front of a mirror and talk. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, but what were you going to say, Anneli? You were about ready to say something.
Yeah, well, just in response or triggered by what you said, Charity, knowledge can change us. And I've got to say that the metaphysical knowledge that is shared in the Academy has also made a major impact on my life, because I'm not only teaching it and I'm creating the curriculum, I'm also learning it and applying it to my own life. And so that has brought me just so much more understanding of what consciousness expansion really is, that it is directly action related, for example, not just knowledge, and many, many other things. And I know this has been such a big part of my personal journey, to be who I am and to be happy to be me. I mean, I wouldn't want to be anyone else.
We wouldn't want you to be anybody else either.
Exactly. I love this. This is awesome.
Well, Anneli, I thank you for coming and being on our show. And we've
Yes.
enjoyed you immensely. And thank you for sharing and give us an insight on the personal side.
Yes.
It's so much my pleasure. You're doing great work. And just another completing thought, you know, the kind of work you do for young CEOs is incredible. I'm so impressed. And I would like to support you in whatever way I can. So thank you for having me on your show, and I wish you much success in the future with this program, and a lot of people who watch you and learn from you, and we are inspired by you. It's just so special. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be
you.
back right after this.
Finally, a better way to hold your phone. Introducing Steady Straps. Made here in the USA, Steady Straps are high-quality, flexible straps that adjust to hold virtually any phone comfortably and securely. Steady Straps are washable and come in a wide range of colors and styles. See them all at SteadyStraps.com. Because they're so visible, they're the perfect promotional item to advertise your company message or logo. Learn more at SteadyStraps.com. That's SteadyStraps.com.
Okay, there's that voice again. That's new on Zoom.
It is. So we are back, and we want to thank Dr. Anneli.
We just got finished discussing this.
For visiting with the Coaching Queens today and the B's
It
and
was
E's.
great.
It really was. It was so wonderful to hear how she has found inner peace and the different directions that she's taken, and how what she does, her passion comes through so strong. And I absolutely adore that about her. That's probably one of my favorite things. And to see her light up when she talks about her academy, which, by the way, I've gotten to work with Anneli on a couple of things, and we get to meet with her every week and talk to her and share. And she is funny and beautiful and spunky and amazing and well-versed in so much. I love it. She's an incredible woman. And to hear someone of that level, though, say, you know, I'm a work in progress too. I'm gonna hit my flowers, aren't I? You have that look on your face. We're in tune. See? Ooh. But just to hear that even people who, you know, are doing big things, we're all a work in progress always. And that inner peace, it comes to us in so many different ways, and we each have our own way of. Mine is cutting back on the caffeine, apparently.
Yeah. Staying away from the flowers is mine.
I'm afraid to move right now because I have a funny feeling I'm holding those flowers up. So, Joan, would you like to announce what we have coming up?
Yes, we have Jeff Hazlett coming up this Saturday, the 27th. Thursday. I said Saturday. I'm not going to be in town Saturday. And we have Thomas DeBold on the 3rd, and we have Anneli coming up the 10th.
Woo.
Raise the roof. And you guys, we're going to be recording some special stuff this weekend for you, because we're going to meet for the first time.
Woo, woo. And hopefully I don't knock the flowers over in excitement. If we do, we'll record that for you.
Yeah, no, I'll probably end up knocking them over. So anyway, thank you again for being with us. We appreciate you. Subscribe to our channel, like it, leave your comments. And I just want to end with, may the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his face towards you and give you peace. Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.